Hi, I'm Billy, and welcome to Jack of Trades. In this video, we will learn how to set up a multiple file upload functionality in Laravel Livewire. If you're still new here, watch the previous video. I'm going to put the link in the description below. During the last video, we only tackled a single file upload functionality. This time, let's do multiple file uploads. For this demo, let's create another database table that we will call additional photos. This database table will keep track of the file names for each image in every single post. Let's update our database migration file for the additional photos table and prepare our model file before anything else. Let's open Storage, App, Public, and prepare our additional photos folder for our multiple images that we are going to upload later. Remember that Laravel automatically makes the Storage App folder, and everything inside available in the public directory when you run the PHP artisan storage link command. But, we've already done that, so let's proceed to the next step. Let's add another form element in our post form.blade.php like so. And after that, let's open up HTTP Livewire, post form.php and add the additional photos variable in our class. Let's now proceed to add the logic for our multiple upload image functionality. The logic that we will add here is pretty much the same as the single file upload logic. This time, the only difference is that we will iterate through our additional photos variable in a for each statement. But before we proceed to that, let's add a bit of validation logic for our additional photos variable just right above. Since we are dealing with multiple files, you will notice that we just put an asterisk to our validation. Now, let's actually upload the files by writing this code. And we should also set the additional photos variable to null so that it refreshes after we save our post. And let's test it out to see if this is working. Great! We have successfully uploaded multiple files. As a bonus, let's add a bit of enhancement to our user interface by displaying these images that we just uploaded for a specific post. To do that, we will save the file names and the corresponding post ID in our database table called additional photos. So let's go ahead and do that. You will notice that we needed the post ID for this matter. For us to do that, let's get the latest ID for the post like so. Let's test out our code again to see if this is working. That was awesome. Now that we know it works, let's add another Livewire component that we will use to display all the additional photos for each post. Let's name this post Additional Photos. In this component, we will pass a post ID so that we will be able to know which images we will display. The easiest thing we can do just for simplicity's sake is to add a modal bootstrap component to show each post's photos. So let's copy the existing modal form and change the content inside. We should also add a button below that triggers the show and hide the modal component like so. Now, suppose you have been following along in this Laravel Livewire tutorial video series. You should probably know by now that what we are doing here is utilizing the Livewire's Event Listeners feature. In this case, we will just add another action flag that lets us know what type of action we did. We pass in the show photos string and the post ID to the selected item function from the backend. So from the backend, we can then dispatch a browser event that will show photos modal while passing in the post ID along with it. Let's add another JavaScript event listener here that will show the modal for the photos. This is the actual JavaScript event that we are dispatching from the backend. And let us add another event listener to the post additional photos.php. The one that we will emit by clicking the Photos button. Let's check if the post ID is successfully passed from the parent component to the child component. Now that we successfully passed the post ID to the child component, let's write the query for the additional photos table to display the images according to the post item. And let's also loop through them from the front end like so. Let's make another test. There are better ways to display these photos. But for the sake of this demo simplicity, we just use the modal to display these multiple photos we just saved in our database. It all depends on what flow your web application is following along. So there you go. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Write down your comments below and hit subscribe if you're new to this channel. Be sure to click that notification bell to get notified whenever a new video is up. Stay tuned, and see you in the next video.